Hi, we're Craft Society. I'm Izzy, the Vice President.
I'm Katie, the Social Secretary.
And I'm Alice, the Treasurer.
Today we're going to be taking you through some beginner to intermediate level origami. Here's some that we've already made. So I'm going to start you off by taking you through this very simple cube. So this takes 6 pieces of paper. We're using square origami paper, but you can use printer paper that you cut yourself, or any kind of paper really, so long as it's a square. You start off by folding your paper down the middle lengthways, or just, and then you open it up, you fold one side again towards the middle, turn it around, and fold the other side again towards the middle. So that you now have 4 lengthways quarters. I'm going to take the bottom right corner and fold it in towards the first fold line, the first quarter you've made, and fold that quarter all the way in. Then take the top left corner and do the same. Okay. So now that you've got this, take the bottom left corner again and fold it towards the edge of paper, and then tuck it underneath this flap. Then turn it around and do the exact same thing with the new bottom left corner. Tuck it under this flap. And then you're going to turn it over so there's no visible gaps, and fold the flaps up to this line so that when it is all folded, you have what I like to call a square with wings. And then to make your cube, you're going to do that 5 more times. And while I do that, I'm going to pass you on to Alice to take you through some of her origami.
Yes. Today I'll be showing you how to make dakji. Please excuse my pronunciation. It's a Korean game. I'm not Korean. I don't speak Korean. But these are really easy to make, and it's a fun game to practice. So what you need to do is to take 2 pieces of square paper. These are 15 centimeters by 15 centimeters. And what you want to do is to take one and fold it into thirds. You can either do this by eye or measure it out. It doesn't really matter, but the more precise you are, the easier it is to assemble the tile later. And what you want to do now is to take the bottom left corner and fold it up to make a triangle on the end, like so. And then you do the same with the top right corner. And then you're going to end up with a parallelogram. And you do the same with a second sheet of paper. So you fold into thirds, and then you fold the bottom left corner up and the top right corner down. And now you have 2 parallelograms. So you put one of them on the bottom and place the other one on top in the middle where the square is. And now what you want to do is take the bottom left triangle in my case the pink one, and you fold it inwards on top of the top parallelogram. You do the same with the other triangle. Like so. And then you take the orange triangle, you fold it upwards, crease it a bit, and you tuck that under the top triangle, if that makes any sense, like so. And then you do the same with the other triangle remaining. Fold it down, and then you have a little pocket here where you tuck this final triangle into. And there you have a little ducky tile. This is very simple to make. You can find online tutorials everywhere on the internet. I use the one from sprucecrafts.com, and I recommend it. It's very clear. And while I make a couple more to complete a game, I will pass on to Katie, our social secretary.
Hello, I am going to be showing you how to make these little origami dinosaurs. Out of these three crafts, they are probably the closest to sort of intermediate. I myself am not quite intermediate, but with a lot of practice, I've managed to make a small army of T-Rexes. So, these also work a little bit better with slightly bigger paper, just because they're quite fiddly. Okay, so similar to the others, you're going to want to start by folding in diagonals, making sure it's really crisp, and you can use your fingernails to help with that. And then the opposite diagonal. And then flipping it over to do the ones that make it into like a rectangle, and the other one. So then, once it's opened, you've got like a little star out of the folds. And then with the square folds on top, you want to fold it and push it in, and then fold it like that so that you've got a smaller square. And then, once you've done that, you want to make sure that the part that's holding it all together is right at the top, and then take one of the flaps, making sure that you don't have the bottom one, and fold it inwards, and fold that so that you've got sort of a kite shape. And make sure that that is really crisp. And then do the same on the opposite side. And then it looks like a little kite. So, fold the top triangle, both sides, just to make it flexible. And then there's a bit of a fiddly bit where you need to open these two flaps on one side, hold down the triangle at the top, and open it up. So it sort of looks like a snake's mouth, I guess, or a boat. So you want to keep doing that. Press it down. Try not to rip the paper, because it's very thin. And then you've got this shape, and then you want to do the same on the other side. So open it up, hold it down here, lift it very gently, and then push it all the way down. And then if you are gentle enough, it should fold into this little shape. And this is called a bird start, because most origami, such as like the cranes and stuff, you start at this place. And this bit is really complicated, but you should have two little flappy legs, and then two triangles with a little baby triangle in the middle. So, keep your flap happy triangles at the bottom, and then fold one of your two big triangles down on top. And this is the bit that I'm really bad at, but it's fine because once you folded it the right way, like with this one you can't see how many mistakes I made because it ended up in the right way. So you want to push this triangle down so that you're just working with the big one, and then fold it at an angle, not 90 degrees, but near enough, so that it will poke out and you'll get the little arms of the T-Rex. And try and do it vaguely symmetrical, but it's quite difficult, to be honest. And that way, when you fold it up, hopefully, you should be able to form that shape. Hopefully you can see. So as long as it looks like that, you're probably roughly in the right place. But this is the complicated bit, so don't feel bad if, like me, it takes you about 15 attempts to get it right. And then up to me taking ages to work out what to do next. And then the cool thing about origami is if you do something on the wrong side, you've already folded it, so no one can tell if you did it the wrong way.
It's very true.
Yes. And also, you can do it the wrong way multiple times and just get away with it. Because all of the folds basically go both ways. But this one is not being well behaved. And if it's okay, I'm going to very quickly check my phone for the correct instructions so that we're not here all day. Sorry if you have to cut this out. Let's see what I did wrong. I don't know what I did wrong. I hate this.
It's okay.
Yeah. I got it wrong in the practice.
It's all about trial and error.
Yes.
You make a mistake, it's not really a mistake. As Bob Ross once said, no mistakes, only happy accidents.
Craft sock is full of happy accidents.
It is, and most of the time we don't even know what we're doing.
Oh yeah, like we'll run a workshop on a craft and we'll have just learnt it that day so that we can teach it to other people. So we never do anything that's like too complicated.
We're very beginner friendly.
Yes, and especially while we're doing things online, we're having to describe and instruct people just with our voices without being able to demonstrate something physically. So we have learned the art of knowing the right level of difficulty of stuff.
And especially with our online workshops, like Katie said, we can't see each other really. We don't pressure anyone to turn on the cameras if they don't want to. You can even just join in if you want to just have a chat or listen to other people talk about craft. We're really chill.
And on that note, I have pulled myself together. So, once you've got all your folds, you want to have it out like that, and then fold it in half. And then what's really exciting is working out which way to fold it in half. But as I say, the folds goes both ways. So if in doubt, just fold it the other way. And then see what works, and then you may even just invent something new. Okay, so once you've made those little folds, this bit should be sort of floppy, and you can fold it out and then in, And then if you can squeeze the little point there, you should make about a head shape. This one is looking a little bit more like a horse, but who knows what dinosaurs actually look like, you know? And there will be, if you fold out under here, you can fold that part down. And then depending on how tightly you folded it, I folded this one in a way that the arms aren't quite going to pop out, which is a shame. But if you follow these instructions better than me, then you'll probably end up with arms. So this is the shape that you currently have. And then those 3 flaps here, take one and fold it down. And then the other side, so you're just keeping one in the middle. And then that one's the little tail. And then to make some little feet, which never like to stay still. So what I did was I pressed mine under a book for a while, just so that the feet would actually behave. And I have ended up, because of how tightly I did mine, with an amputee dinosaur, which doesn't have arms, but that's okay, because those little arms are so tiny, they're kind of useless anyway, and it's already extinct, so.
I think there's a reason why they're extinct.
Yes, it's because I created them, and I didn't do a great job. But that's okay, because Craft Sock, it does not judge you at all.
Okay, wonderful. So we'll just go back to the cube quickly. So now that you've got your 6 various squares with wings, assembling them basically just involves, take one and place it vertically, and then 2 horizontally either side. What you're just going to want to slide one of the wings under one of the square flaps, and that's not the right one. You want to do this square flap. Like we say, there are lots of happy little accidents in craft. And the other one under the other square flap. And basically, you just want to keep finding square flaps, push your wings through, and eventually you push through enough, you will get a cube. Sometimes take some guessing to figure out which flap you want to put the wings in. That's okay. Just keep going until it looks somewhat cube-shaped. And then you're probably doing the right thing.
That sounds weirdly inspirational.
And then 2 more flaps. And somehow you have your very own origami cube. As you can see, mine's got a few holes in the corners. It's not exactly perfect, but we don't do perfect at Craft Society.
We really don't.
We do rustic.
So if you'd like to join Craft Society, we accept members of any experience, whether you've never crafted in your life before or if you've been crafting since you were born. Our upcoming workshops are on our Discord. We have a cross-stitch workshop coming up, we have some socials coming up, and we have a Halloween special very soon. Also, follow us on our Instagram at RHUL Craft Society and on our Facebook.
With the same tag.
Yes.
We are very friendly and not scary and judgmental. So feel free to join us. We would love to have you. Thank you.
We hope you've enjoyed.
Yay.
Thank you, bye.